episode 36 of A View from the Hazards. We're going to be, once we get to 52 episodes, that'll always be like we've done it for a year. And that's in 16 episodes' time. Isn't that right, Ben?
That is very good maths, and unfortunately, there's not 16 weeks of the year left, are there?
No, but would have been yeah. Have we done it every single week? We've missed for 2 weeks.
Yeah, we've missed the odd one.
I don't even know how.
Because I don't know how many. I don't know when in January we released the first one, but it's going to be probably like 2 months from today.
It wasn't New Year's Day.
No, it's not New Year's Day. It was probably 2 months from today.
So. It was like the second week. It was like the third week in January, anyway. Oh well.
Yeah, so probably around nowish.
Yeah, I agree with you. So who knows? 36 episodes. People are listening. 100 subscribers on YouTube. How nice is that?
What a landmark! Did you like my Did you like my Instagram story? It was like, to celebrate 100 followers, we're offering absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I know. I did like it. I think I can really tell that you actually really want to be a content creator full time.
I do. I forgot if we suddenly went through the roof and like had a load of likes and a load of subscribers, and YouTube approached us and was like, "Oh, we want to use some of the money we get through sponsorships to put ads in your thingy. Can you produce more content?" Would be like, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just basically, you're just pissing around all day doing whatever you want and
producing content
or like podcasting it.
That would be ideal, to be fair.
Well, you'd absolutely love it, and because you'd end up having to do loads of cool stuff to make it interesting, wouldn't you? So you have a laugh at the same time.
Absolutely, that's the life of a content creator, but not the life.
What's not to like about that?
You could be a real tennis pro and a content creator.
Could be a real tennis pro and a content creator.
That would make for a good tax return.
Yeah, I doubt the two go hand in hand that well.
Yeah, neither. But then again, could always be the first. What have you done What did you do last week? Did you do anything?
Yeah, I mean it's probably quite a redundant question, isn't it? All right. Did I do anything out of the ordinary?
Did you have a beer?
I said I was going Monday to Friday without, didn't I?
Did that work?
Did I say that? Did I say that publicly?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Right. I've heard it.
Oh right, I had 4 beers on Tuesday.
Oh no.
Yeah, didn't do very well.
But that felt good.
Yeah, 4 beers on Tuesday, and then not really that much. Just the usual, really.
Any workouts?
Exercise and stretching, always. I mean, there's nothing else to do. I'd go nuts without it. So
that's true. I've been going to the park every now and again, doing some dips and pull-ups. You know me.
I've been doing my usual, having some run. I can't stand it.
Yeah, running's horrendous. I refuse to run. It's too slippy.
Yeah, I mean, your routes are obviously being tested somewhat. I just don't like doing it, but needs must. Can't do anything else.
I agree with you. But no.
How about you anyway? What have you been up to,
mate?
We did a quiz last night, which was good fun.
Just been working, really.
Yeah, so you're just full on into it, aren't you?
I just work. Yeah, I just work and do workouts at home. Moving into this new house today, which is a thing.
Yes, congratulations.
Which is cool. I mean, people say congratulations when they move into a new house, right? But that implies that they've earned the money to buy it. That's just not the case for me. So I don't really feel like it's a congratulations thing. It's just sort of like I'm not living at home anymore.
doesn't quite have the same ring to it.
Yeah, exactly. Like people put on Instagram with keys, like I'm on the property ladder, and it's like, no, I'm not. But yeah. Oh
well. You haven't bought, have you?
No.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, hopefully my new house is being finished by the end of next Friday. I'll believe that when I see it.
Good luck, mate.
Yeah, as if they haven't fucked around enough. Pardon my French.
Oh, Ben, you're as bad as me. But yeah, no, that's that, and then but still no readers, still no sport until the end of lockdown. So that'll be a few weeks, 2 weeks maybe, 2 weeks.
It's got to be approaching, isn't it?
Yeah, in fact, I think it'll be exactly 2 weeks
Where are we
Today.
The 17th. It's going to be the end of. It's going to be 2 weeks today, but like the end of that week, isn't it?
Yeah. Be interested to see what happens. Hopefully, I can still hit with you at Leamington. If I can't, that's life. Oh well.
I wonder what'll happen. We'll probably all come back in like tier 3 or something.
Yeah. Maybe not Leamington.
I would imagine everybody will, but who knows? Who knows?
Literally, who
positive
knows?
news about a potential antidote as well.
I seen that. Yeah. The vaccine.
So
I've heard real tennis pros and content creators are getting it first.
I would be absolutely distraught if I found out that you weren't top of the list.
Oh yeah, no, literally. I deserve it, I'm sure. But I mean, a few nice messages actually, in all seriousness, about the podcast this last week or so. Seems like people are really enjoying it. I mean, obviously we've been doing it for a long time. Got 200 subs. I don't know. I think it's gone through the world, really.
Through the world. Do you know what? As long as people are enjoying it, we enjoy having a bit of a laugh doing it. So.
Oh yeah,
As long as other people enjoy it, it's good. We still need to do our 5 pints and get on one.
Mate, we'll do that around Christmas. Hopefully, I'll be able to. If it's tier 3, I'll travel.
Oh, the Christmas podcast.
Oh, mate,
right?
Okay, this is brainstorming on the podcast. So if I actually, if I drove down to Leamington, right, for a Christmas podcast, we could actually just have like 3 or 4 beers beforehand, and then just have 2 more. And what would we talk about? I don't know what we do. We do like awards, end of year awards.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
And but we'd be steaming, so that'd be good. Well, I would be. You wouldn't.
Well, then you want me to find out, mate.
Yeah, then I'd have to sort of work out where I was staying. But anyway, we'd cross that bridge when we come to it.
Oh yeah, so if I say obviously you'd stay at mine, but
no, because trains still work. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge.
We'll see.
We'll see what time of day we do it as well.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Just gets to 1 o'clock. Like, Ben, what are you doing? Like, I've got a podcast in 2 hours. That could be an idea. Nonetheless, we've got a good podcast for you today. Benno was up at 5:30 a.m. meditating. He was preparing
getting the morning routine.
Yeah, exactly. Clean body. Preparing the podcast though, and he's got a good theme for it today because obviously we've finished the court section. Mate, did you see that tweet? We did Radley twice. Oh my god, that is.
So when you said like, oh yeah, we haven't done Radley, I thought that's a really weird place considering we did like Oxford. I was like, that's a really weird place for us just to forget,
mate.
But you're like, no, we haven't done it. So, and obviously because we are so thorough with our research, we went back in every podcast, with a fine-tooth comb. I just blindly believed you, and off we went.
I can't believe it. Twice. To be fair, and then as soon as he tweeted that, I thought, hang on, I think we did do that because I remember like speaking about James Mayle, and then the second time we did it,
oh god, we spoke about Mayle. And then the second time we spoke about like the wooden sidewall to serve on and all kinds of stuff.
Mate, incredible publicity for Radley. I mean, they should really be like, come and listen to the Radley podcast. You've got half an hour of us talking about it.
What would be quite interesting is to see if we were even vaguely consistent with what we were saying from review 1 to review 2.
Yeah, like it cuts down loads now. You can get loads back, mate.
Yeah. It's honestly so bouncy.
Yeah, honestly, great court. Didn't enjoy it. Yeah, I probably put it bottom third. Yeah, middle third.
Yeah, definitely top third, mate. Definitely top third.
I know.
Well, anyway, Radley gets a good write up. So
apologies for the blunder, but today we've got. I don't have my phone to hand, but I will check it. So we're basically going to go through is it the UK courts or every court?
So what we've done, obviously, is we've kind of arrived at the end of the UK tour. We've had to talk about all the courts, some courts twice, and today is obviously D-Day. We're gonna give each other our top 5 courts, which I'm looking forward to. But suddenly I thought to myself, what a good time to talk about like creating the perfect court. And we've kind of done that before when we're like, oh, this is like
the cyborg.
We'd have like, yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I'd like the floor to be like this and blah blah blah, and the colour scheme to be like this. But rather than just having a blank canvas, I figured we would just take one feature, and we would have to take that feature from an existing court.
Yeah.
So the criteria for you are: we need a floor, the walls, the penthouse, the lights, and the colour scheme.
Oh, great! This is just great. This is just great because like I'm immediately visualizing great places.
There you go. So where do you want to start?
The floor.
Yeah, let's start with the floor. And do you know what? This is actually very, very interesting because not in like, you know, a critical way to any of the clubs, but like obviously a lot of floors now are quite old.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, God, where do I even start with that? And then I was like, well, hang on a minute. Let's think about it the other way around. There's a lot of floors that I wouldn't have. Therefore,
Yeah.
my shortlist becomes immediately quite small.
Well, I've just written down my top. Basically, after this, we're going to do our top 5 courts in the UK each.
Yeah, so we're not going to do that yet, though, right?
I've just written my 5 down.
Okay. Well, have you got anything down for floor? So I've written down 3 if you want, but they're all personal preference, obviously.
Okay, for the floor.
Yeah.
Um.
So what type of floor do you like?
Oh, mate, a quick floor.
Okay, so if we're looking at quick floors, we're looking at
Seacourt.
Seacourt,
Morton
Canford. Haven't tried the new floor in Morton. I hear it's a little bit slower than the
apparently
old one.
Apparently it's well bouncy. Apparently it's well bouncy.
Is it?
Yeah.
I haven't been over there.
No, neither. We're gonna have to do Hardwick and Morton.
Yes, you're absolutely right. That's a nice little day out.
But not yet.
There you go. Another quite quick floor, Hardwick. That's a good floor.
Yeah. What else is a quick floor? Manchester.
Okay.
That's not a nibble then.
Well, I'm going to say it because they're obviously. Oh, they're not fixing it, are they? So I won't say it.
What about like the new courts? Like, let's say like Wellington. Is that a good floor?
Absolutely fine.
Yeah. And Middlesex. Middlesex is a good floor.
The new floors just aren't as. They just don't seem to be as quick.
No, that's true. They're true though.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Well, you'd hope so. But yeah, no, they are very, very much. And obviously, I think what you would, like, we both would like a quicker floor, but I think both of us would quite happily sacrifice speed for like the trueness.
Yeah, that's true. It's
so
yeah, you want the confidence.
I'd rather have like a slower, really true floor than a quick, slightly dodgy one.
I agree with you there.
Wouldn't you?
But right. So best floor? What would I choose?
The three I've written down are.
Let me see if I can guess. Seacourt, Lords, and someone else.
Yeah, well, technically that is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you write Morton or Hardwick?
I did not. You got one of those.
One of the 3.
Yeah.
Lords. No, Seacourt. Come on.
Yeah.
What?
So I put down in my, and let's be very specific about this. I spent a good 60 to 100 seconds thinking about this earlier.
Oh, good.
So I've gone into it in some serious depth, obviously.
Yeah.
The 3 that I've written down are Hatfield, Seacourt, and Canford.
Oh, mate, Canford, yeah, that's lush. And Hatfield, yeah, that's a really good. Hatfield's got a great
because
floor.
I just thought to myself, basically, I thought I can't really pick one, but I just thought to myself, can I fault any of them? No, not floor only. So that's what you're getting. So I'm happy. As with the Cyborg, I'd be happy with any of those.
Yeah, good point. What did I choose? I chose, well, for the floor, best floor, I'd say Seacourt.
Yeah.
I just chose one.
Well, one's better, because then there's no,
There's no debate.
You're not bouncing back and forth, are you? So you've gone for Seacourt.
Yeah, best floor.
Okay. Well, I've gone for Seacourt as well, so I think that's it then, isn't it?
Seacourt, that should make one listener in particular very happy. Seacourt, the best floor in the UK.
So if we had, well, in our opinion, if we were building a dream court, we would want to dig up the floor from C Court, and they'd be really chuffed about it.
We'll row it over in a boat.
We would have that floor on our court. That would be the base. By the way, where are we building our court?
Ibiza.
It's interesting. Good God.
Didn't think of that, did you?
I mean, to be fair, that lovely C Court floor wouldn't be lovely for very long.
Ibiza.
Yeah.
Mate, imagine the Ibiza Open, the Balearic Islands Open. It'd be amazing.
The Ibiza Open.
I'd play there. Right, well,
get some DJs to sponsor it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing. Apparently, I think in Ibiza, everyone sort of knows everyone. There's got to be a guy who's played real tennis in Ibiza who fancies shelling out.
Who fancies it?
Yeah. Who knows that?
Well, we'll see. All right. I mean, Ibiza's not in the UK, though.
No, but if we had to build it in the UK, probably build it in Liverpool.
Okay. So I'm going to be quite innovative, and we're going to chuck a brand new perfect court in there, and to continue with the kind of geographical spread, and trying to kind of fill in the gaps, if you like, of the UK. I'm going to put it at Loughborough University.
What, in Leicester? In Leicestershire? Interesting. That is interesting, actually.
I was literally just looking at the gaps, and I was like, oh, like Nottingham, Sheffield, Leeds.
There's no court in the East. There's no court in the East
Midlands.
Midlands.
Trying to get that, like, get one in that gap. And then I just thought, well, Loughborough's like the best sports university in the country, so why not just put it there?
It actually is as well. That's a good point. Yeah, there's not much going on in the East apart from Cambridge and Essex.
So there we go.
So it might work well.
It's either being built in Loughborough or Liverpool.
Liverpool will be a bit more fun.
I've only been to Liverpool once.
Why?
So,
why
only once?
Yeah, what were you doing in Liverpool?
I was at a stag do.
Oh.
It was this year, actually. I flew back from Chicago. So we had the doubles final. I flew back at like 8 a.m. the next morning. Obviously with time zones. Landed at like 11 or something like. Landed at like 10:30 p.m. in London. Got through passport control and everything. Got on the bus to get to the long stay car park. Picked up my car. Drove straight to Liverpool. Got to Liverpool at like 3 in the morning. Went to bed. Woke up at 8. Walked around to the Sainsbury's. Picked up a load of beer. Went to the Airbnb that all the guys were staying at, and just like cracked open the beers at 9. I was so jet lagged. Honestly, the dedication showed to go to that stag. It broke me. That day broke me.
I'd have been like, I can't make it, mate.
Anyway, that was so I can't actually remember much of Liverpool, if I'm honest.
Okay, fine. Right, we've done floor.
Anyway,
what about
so C Court floor? Congratulations, C Court, well done.
What about penthouse?
Okay, penthouse.
I've got one.
Interesting.
Cambridge Green. Not.
Bit rude.
It's a bit
what
dead.
are you looking for in a penthouse? Because here's the funny thing so you can have like there's so many variations. You can have like a slick penthouse that's like very shallow, so the ball skids on very quickly. You can have a steep one, so it comes off. You can have one that's very grippy, so it takes a lot of spin. But here's the kicker: you have to serve on this thing and return on it. So you don't want to choose something that's like amazing for servers because you've got to try and return on it.
Yeah.
You don't want to choose something that's really easy to return on because you've got to serve on it.
I agree.
So it's a good one, this one.
Okay, well, I've got an answer.
Do you know what I did for this?
What?
Because I like to volley, return a serve.
Yeah.
I went on the IRTPA website this morning, had a look at a list of clubs in the UK, and literally I just went down the list and was just like, no. And therefore I ended up with like a list of 3.
Okay.
What have you got written down? I've only got one for this.
Middlesex.
Not for me.
Okay.
Not for me. Extremely true.
I think it's the best penthouse.
Extremely true. Quite lively.
I agree it's lively, but at least like you don't get any that spin back really.
You can't serve a railroad on it.
I can't serve one anyway.
But you can't have your dream court and it not take like a spin.
Okay, fine.
No, I'm joking. It's your suggestion.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna throw into the mix here. Hampton Court.
You can definitely spin one back there.
It's shallow and it's slick. The ball's quite quick off it, so
It is quick, yeah.
It's nice to volley return on, but it's also quite quick, so it can catch you out. So you can still serve well on it as well.
Yeah, you can. I agree.
It takes a really good demi PK Hampton Court.
And it takes a good decent high serve because you can go quite shallow and it will skip on.
Yeah, exactly. It will skid forward. It's very similar Penthouse to Seagull.
Yeah, you can go shallow, which suits me because I'm always like under hitting it, get the yips.
Do you know what I did? I did one just like your bobble.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, I've under hit it again.
It's like, God, it's not going to make it into the service box again. I did throw Petworth into the mix, but then I was like, I haven't played there for quite a while, so I can't remember too much specifically about it.
Okay, well, that's good. We're not.
But again, so many places I wouldn't take for a penthouse.
Yeah.
So many.
Falcon Palace.
This was like significantly easier than I thought it would be, the penthouse thing.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, yeah, I'm striking like half of these off straight away.
Exactly, brutal.
Yeah, I thought Morton's a good penthouse, Leamington's a good penthouse.
Leamington's a good penthouse, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I prefer like slightly shallower to sharper to steeper. I guess that's probably it's a height thing. That's why.
What, are you small?
Slightly.
Yeah, ever so
But
slightly.
you think the more like the more sharply angled the penthouse is, obviously the higher the ball bounces. So for me, that ball stays high and out of my hitting zone for longer.
Oh wow.
Technical.
Perhaps, yeah. Well, over my head, to be fair.
And that is exactly why I personally, even though it's a phenomenally true penthouse, and as we've said, like it's unwarpable and it's the flattest, straightest, perfect penthouse you could ever imagine. The Middlesex penthouse for me is too lively because the ball stays up and out of my hitting zone for too long.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I can't fault the penthouse. It's just not one that I would choose because of the level of bounce you get from it. If I was 6'1", I'd be like, yes, Middlesex every time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we're probably gonna have to differ on this one, aren't we?
Yeah, annoying that, but oh well. These things happen. We're opinionated guys, you know.
Well, we're creating two courts. Clearly, you're creating one in Liverpool with a Middlesex penthouse, and I'm creating one in Loughborough with a Hampton with an RTC penthouse.
Ideally in Ibiza, you know.
Okay, right. Yours is Ibiza, fine. And you know what? That's where the Middlesex penthouse would come in perfectly handy because the wood is so expensive. You can chuck as much beer and cocktails all over it. It's just going to take it.
No one's going to care.
Like water off a duck's back.
Exactly. Too right.
There you go.
Right. Okay. So
that's the perfect penthouse. That's the perfect penthouse for your Ibiza court.
We've done the penthouse.
We've got walls, lights, and colour scheme.
Okay, walls.
All right. Any thoughts?
Any thoughts on walls?
What are you looking for in a wall?
Trueness.
Yes. So on that basis, I would personally count out Hampton Court.
Well, you want like a dead hard wall. I want a really hard wall.
Okay.
What else is a good wall?
Was somewhere like a Lord's?
Yeah, good walls.
Was that too quick?
I don't mind Lord's walls, like quick walls, like Morton walls are handy.
Morton's on my list.
Yeah, Morton's okay. Yeah, I don't know. You just want a quick wall. Like a slow wall's a bit annoying because it just sort of slows everything down.
So a slow wall, you would then be taking out like Bridport, Leamington. Queens is a bit inconsistent in terms of speed. That's the only reason I wouldn't have it in there. Middlesex is quite springy, so that doesn't go well with your quick wall theory.
Yeah.
Cambridge very slow. So anything like slow and bouncy, it's generally slow and bouncy because of the walls.
Yeah.
So, again, places like a Canford, a Seacourt, Lords, good walls because it keeps things quick, doesn't slow the ball down too much. I've got one that I'm going to throw in there, and the reason I'm going to throw this in there is because if you look, so let's take Lords. The floor's quick, the walls are quick. The walls don't stand out because they just play as quickly as the rest of the court. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw this wall into the mix because it's such a surprise. It's so surprisingly good compared to how the style of how the rest of the court plays. So
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Go on.
Biggest surprise factor: Holyport has great real tennis walls.
I've not been there for ages. To be fair, I can't really remember.
And the reason I say that is because the penthouse is obviously a ski jump.
Yeah.
The floor is slow, but the walls are just really they're just really true, and they're not. I'm not saying that the floor is not true or the penthouse is not true. I'm criticising any other part of the court. It's just the walls are a bit out of character compared to the rest of how the court plays, and it's out of character in a really good way. Not because the rest of it's bad, but they just stand out as being the standout feature of that court for me.
Yeah. Wow. Fair. I wasn't expecting you to say Holyport. I'll say that for free.
Detail.
Um,
Got to think about it. Like I said, I put a good 2 minutes into this morning.
well, we're all very appreciative. All the listeners will be appreciative as well.
I also figured I didn't. I wanted to try and make sure I didn't use the same court twice
Oh, interesting.
in my perfect court because that's just boring. It's the same thing with the Cyborg. We could just be like, I don't need the perfect so and so. Just give me the complete Rob Fay and we're done. But
Yeah.
that was not the deal. So that's that's not the deal with my court. So Holyport gets a nomination for me. What have we done so far? Seacourt. I'm very happy with the walls there. RTC.
I did
the penthouse.
I did the Middlesex roof.
You did the Middlesex roof. Yeah, just a bit lively for me, for my personal preference. But again, as we said when we covered it, you can't fault the place at all.
No.
It's just an engineering masterclass, isn't it? So
It is something else.
So I'm gonna do it for surprise factor. I'm having Holyport as my real tennis walls.
You have certainly surprised me. Right, okay. I'll have for my wall. I'm gonna have more tomorrow. Random.
Yeah. Well, literally, my wall. I've got two courts down for my wall, and it was Holyport and Morton.
Yeah.
So there you go. I do hope these clubs are going to plug this. We're talking them right up.
Exactly. Yeah, we're an advertising tool. This is why we should be full-time content creators.
For the 100 people that subscribe.
Yes, we'll put that in small print.
100 and rising.
Oh yeah, too right, exponentially as well.
All right. So where are we? I've got a court in Loughborough with the Seacourt floor, Holyport walls, and the Hampton Court penthouse. So I've got the basis of a court here.
Yeah.
We now have a real tennis court.
Well, yeah, too right.
You've got a court in Liverpool or Ibiza, depending on seasonal court.
Yeah, exactly.
Yours is flat pack. You can just
it'll be like
chuck it in Ibiza in the summer.
It'll be a takeaway court. You can you can transport it.
Yeah, it's a pop up court.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing wrong with that.
You've got Seacourt as the floor, Middlesex as the penthouse, and Morton as the walls.
Yeah.
We'll put it this way: if I came and played on your court so far, I'd be more than happy.
Oh.
There you go. Right. Lights. Now this is a big one.
Lights key.
I mean, absolutely imperative. And the thing is, if you're going to be used to, if you play on the same kind of court all the time, you're going to be used to the lights at that court. So every single time you go somewhere else, you will probably notice a slight difference. The biggest thing I think about with lights when I'm playing somewhere is, for me, it's like a good football referee. A good set of lights, you don't even want to notice them.
Yeah.
If you walk on court and you go, oh, it's a bit dark in here, or it's a bit bright in here, or oh, that light's in my eye, you're noticing it. Therefore, it's obviously not brilliant. Would you agree? Does that make sense?
There are certain ones that I just like. I know the lights are just mega. Like the lights at Wellington are pretty good, aren't they?
Yes.
Like the new lights, whatever they did with the new lights, you can just tell it's just amazing.
Lights at Middlesex, amazing.
Lights at Middlesex, so good, so good. It's like football lights, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and again, lots of courts that I wouldn't have lights for, because you walk on court and go, oh, this one glares at me a bit, or this is quite dark, or
yeah, it's a bit dark. Yeah, I know. There's certain places where it's like, what's going on here?
Some of them you feel like you need a miner's hat.
A miner's hat, yeah, exactly.
Some of them, sometimes with the glare, you feel like you need a pair of sunglasses.
Right, okay, there's got to be one more, like, there's the one court where it's like, yeah, the lights are mega.
Well, do you know what I've gone for?
Go on.
Leamington.
Well, yeah, but some of them are broken, some of them don't switch on.
They're all on.
Oh right, okay, I thought there was one that was off.
Replaced, mate.
Oh, good, I'm glad it was.
And do you know what? Here's a fun thing, because generally speaking, when courts want to get their lights done, or have to change a bulb or something like that, because they're kind of like dangling from the ceiling, or they're attached to beams or something like that, it's a massive ball ache. Like, you've got to get a cherry picker in close for the day.
Yeah.
Leamington has a flat ceiling, and literally there's a roof, like a loft above it. So to change the light bulb at Leamington, you literally just get up into the roof, pull the old one out, disconnect it, put the new light bulb in, and just chuck it back down again. It's a 5-minute job.
Literally as easy as that, eh?
Literally as easy as changing a light bulb.
As easy as... Well, yeah, no, if only I knew how to do that, to be fair.
The reason I'm throwing Leamington in there is because I don't notice them when I'm there.
Yeah, that's true. They are good lights since they've been done.
The court is well lit, and I know for a fact that when and they've probably like subsided a little bit, when they went in, the lighting output that they gave, so the lux level.
Yeah, the lux level. Wow.
Was double the required standard for World Championship.
Double.
Yeah.
So. Well, yeah, that speaks for itself, really. Well, clearly Leamington has good lights. Again, advertising your own club, that's very wise.
Well, it's just because, again, like I said right at the start, if you play it all the time, you're probably a bit biased when it comes to something like light.
Yeah.
But, I can think of, I was looking down through the list, and I was thinking, like, what do I think when I walk on court to these places? And basically, you can have a court that's got really, really good lights, but if they're not as... if they don't give you as much light as Leamington, then they're off my list.
Yeah.
If they're too bright, because I noticed them, they're off my list. So.
Oh, I'm trying to.
For me, I would have the Leamington lights in a heartbeat.
I think Wellington lights are the best. I remember walking on there and just thinking they look amazing. They look like amazing, like technologically.
So you've noticed them.
I noticed them though. I noticed them.
I know what you mean. I would have Leamington. Like I said, if you offered me Middlesex or Wellington, be more than happy with that.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You can't really go wrong. Yeah. I'd say Wellington. I noticed them because they were good. For my opinion, like lights are good if you notice them. Like they just look stunning.
So are you going on light output here or aesthetics? The light bulbs are just really pretty.
You know me, aesthetics is always key. If it looks good, yeah, it's nice.
All right, this is good. We're creating 2 different courts. This is good. I like it.
Yeah, we are. Of course we are, Ben. I'm not just going to go along with what you say. I'm a strong, independent human.
Correct.
As you'd hope. Right. Well, what have we done now? What have we got? One more thing.
Colour scheme.
Colours. Oh wow, Hatfield's got me up there. Cool.
It was. It was on my list. I have to say, it was up there. But it didn't make my shortlist.
Oh wow. Okay. Too garish. Too pink.
I've actually no, not at all. I've got 4 on my list here, and I'm really struggling to. They're all different, so I'm really struggling to differentiate. And shall I tell you why?
Go on, talk to me.
So you get the old traditional, like, red terracotta floor, right? That's a staple for many real tennis clubs. Would you agree? There are so many red floors out there that are just way too aggressive.
Aggressive red.
Yeah, like way too aggressive. So the best red. So what I would require is the hazard area to be painted a different colour.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a very good teaching tool. And the best floor colours that I saw with red and then the hazard area being a different colour, which it was green because most of them are, was Petworth.
Okay, quite dark walls at Petworth.
Because the red and the green, when I say they're a bit dull, that's not fair. Like the red is like a kind of a bit more like red winey. It's not bright Man United red in your face. So it's quite subtle.
Trying to think of other good colours. I
also enjoyed the fact that the walls were black to complement that. Then that got me onto Leamington because I like black because it looks a bit sharper.
Mate, Manchester's actually got cool colours.
Yes. The floor's like quite weird green though, isn't it?
Mate, it's got cool blue though. You see that blue straight away. Like, it's pretty lush.
So you're absolutely right there, which brings me on to my next one. If you're talking blue, you've got to throw Middlesex in there. If you're looking more along the blue line, because
I think Manchester's actually like a different. Manchester's black and blue, whereas Middlesex is just blue.
It is, but again, because it's like I don't want to say faded over time, because it's kind of grown. It's quite subtle now. Whereas like Wellington is a lovely colour scheme. It's just still quite new, so it's quite bright still.
Radley's lush blue as well.
Yeah, that's like a really weird, like turquoisey kind of.
It's like a fish tank, like a fish tank.
Yeah, like aqua.
Aqua. Cambridge blue. Cambridge blue.
That's just red and
blue.
That's just red all over, isn't it?
A blue penthouse, I think.
Yeah.
There are some cool ones.
But do you know what I arrived at?
What?
And it's annoying because I'd really like a hybrid.
Go on.
And you're just not allowed. So I really enjoyed the fact that So let me give you very quickly my thought process through the whole thing was Petworth's got the best red and green floor, and I like the fact that the walls are black to contrast that.
Yeah.
The thing that irked me about it a little bit was like, I don't really want to choose a red and green.
Yeah.
So then it got me thinking like Middlesex, which is a lovely blue all over, and the lights that go so well with it. I kind of thought about like Leamington briefly because it's like a black court, and I quite like the fact that the lines are just very, like, they're very good for teaching because all the lines are the same colour that need to be and stuff. And then you've got the Oratory where the service penthouse is a different colour to the rest, which is, like, for me, the best bit about that court. not that the rest of it is not very good, but it's just such a good teaching tool to have the penthouse a different colour. It's so much like garbage you've got to explain to people and try and like people to get confused. Like if you could just turn around and say your serve has to touch like the black bit of the roof, how much easier is that?
Yeah.
Or like all the service lines being the same colour, or Canford having the chase 8 instead of a yard worse than last. Right, this chase is called better than 8. Okay, great. All right. This chase is called nearly a yard worse than the last gallery. Someone's going to look at you and be like, what? Sounds like you've just made that up. I'm like, yeah, it does.
Yeah. You just made that up, that word.
So I am taking the Oratory because of its innovativeness with the penthouse. It's actually a red floor with no different colour hazard area. And I am a bit annoyed of myself for choosing that.
Yeah, because it's the same colour in it.
And it's a green wall, but the penthouse does it for me.
Yeah. I like it. Right, well, colours-wise for me, obviously I like just innovative colours. I'm not really that bothered about like how it plays and how it looks. I just want it to look cool. The coolest court, looks wise, is probably Radley,
Yeah,
because it's
You
just
know
really cool, really cool.
I completely agree with you because it's and this is crucial. It's the only court of that colour.
Mate, you asked me what my favourite colour for a court is. You're not asking what's good to serve a railroad, and I think Radley looks the coolest.
Yeah. So you could turn around and you go, right. You could say, right, there's 10 courts with a black wall. There's 5 courts with a black floor. There's 15 courts with a red floor and green walls. There's only one Radley. There's only one like aqua turquoisey colour.
Yeah.
So it quite clearly is very innovative because it's the only court of that colour scheme.
Exactly.
I like it. I like the choice. I like it.
Right. So
I like the fact that we've made choices because based on something. Both choices being because they're slightly different.
I mean, I thought about it once you asked me on this podcast, but yeah. So mine was hardly planned, but yeah. We did.
You come up with a good answer.
Yeah. Shock. Some decent
So
stuff.
go on then. Summarise. What have you built?
So I've built the floor will be Seacourt, the penthouse is Middlesex, the walls more Tomorrow, the lights Wellington, and the colour scheme Radley College.
And as you read that out loud, are you happy with all of your choices?
Yeah, too bad.
Perfect. So just to reiterate, for me, I have a brand new court at Loughborough University.
Yeah.
Which is a great place to build a real tennis court.
Yeah.
I've got the floor of Seacourt as well. I've got the walls of Hollyport, the penthouse of RTC, the lights of Leamington, and the colour scheme of the Oratory.
Yeah, that's so good.
There you go.
That'd be a good court.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty about having lots of courts to choose from in this country.
Should get some talent.
It's impossible that we were going to come up with the same answers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so good. So good.
We should do this again next time, but with France. And see if we can come up with different
Paris.
How many different variations there are.
Bordeaux. Yeah. So now with like 10 minutes to go, we're not going to do an hour podcast again. With 10 minutes to go, we've got to name our top 5 courts in the country. Are we going top 5? Like, as in you've got to go 1 to 5?
No, 5 down to 1.
Oh well. Yeah, 5 down to 1.
On. Increase the suspense, surely.
Yeah, good. 5 down to 1. I'm happy with that.
All right. So what have you?
What we're both going to do, right? We're both going to go 5. Right. You hit me. So I'll go 5. Right. My number 5 is Cambridge Blue.
Is it really?
Cambridge Blue, mate.
Okay.
I think I've only ever lost 1 match there.
Mate, Ed Kay beats you every time.
No, I beat him last time I played there. Were you trying to get me to nibble there?
I mean, I was planting the seeds. I thought you'd take a bit of a bigger bite there. Doesn't Ed beat you there all the time? He beats Darren there all the time, doesn't he?
Fuck, Ben. That's actually made me swear that has. I've played him twice there. Lost in the third the first time, and I beat him the second time 2-0. So I mean, he beats Darren. I'm insulted.
All right. Let's be very quick. 'Cause I don't want to waste time on this.
Go on.
He beat you 2-1 in a National League match.
Yeah. And
you beat him 2-0 in a poxy little Saturday afternoon social match.
It was a marked match. It was.
I reckon. I think Ed's win carries a bit more weight.
Yeah, they were 2 years apart.
We'll have to go in there, the trilogy. That's what we all want to see.
Yeah, we do. Carry on.
We'd love to just see 2 people playing tennis.
Yeah, exactly.
My number 5 is Hatworth.
No, you haven't just said that, Ben.
I couldn't decide between I couldn't decide.
Mate, so initially I was like, he's actually lost his head here. Like, it's early in the morning and he's just combined 2 courts. Ben, which one is it, mate?
Oh God, what is it? I'm gonna say Hatfield.
Yeah, obviously that's such an easy choice.
I played some good tennis on that court. I like that court.
You flat out just said it, Hatworth, and I was like, no, he's not being serious. He can't be being serious here.
Made no apology about it. Just went straight in with it.
That was quite good from you. I wasn't expecting that. Mine is Sea Lords. Right, no. I couldn't decide. Right, okay, that'll be our next podcast. Just thinking of combined names of real tennis courts.
God, you come up with some beauties.
Okay, my number 4 is Middlesex University.
Do you know what? I thought that would be higher for you.
Number 4 is still pretty high, mate.
I didn't actually think to myself what Schenk's going to go for, but I had 2 courts in mind which I thought were going to be your top 2, and I thought Middlesex would be one of them. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Reasons why?
Just think it suits someone who's willing to try really hard. I think it's difficult to properly play real tennis and be in control of every single rally. Do you know what I mean? And people might say, and Peter Kelly would say, no, come on, you can play tennis on there, but because it is so bouncy, you are going to overhit without really meaning to. Do you know what I mean? So for that reason, I can't put it any higher than 4, but I'd say 4 is pretty high. Great for hitting targets.
I'd say it's pretty high.
Yeah, exactly. Great for hitting targets. Great light, as we've said. Always warm, and yeah, you get loads of rallies there, and I think it's a good court.
It's just a pleasant experience for you.
It's a good experience for me. Yeah, it really is.
Wonderful, and you've won a lot of you've hunted a lot of pots there.
Too right. Yeah, exactly. I can drink from those.
Right. Number 4 for me, Seacourt.
Nice. It's still the best practice session you've ever had against me was at Seacourt. I think we played 11s and you were just destroying me. And Nick Jones was watching, and he was just he said to me after oh, don't worry, mate, Ben's playing really well there. I'm like, and I was just so angry because I was I couldn't get the ball back because he was just hitting winners.
Lovely floor, lovely walls. Penthouse good to serve on. I find it really easy to hit the dead on there. Just really enjoy playing. I've had some great matches there. Really enjoy playing there. The only reason it's not higher, it's just way too easy to hit it out.
Yeah. So it's you off the Penthouse. Honestly, if you miss it, that force.
The ceiling's too low, and basically and do you know what? People would turn around and say, "Oh God, what? You shouldn't be hitting balls out. Get on your bike, son." And you have people peppering forces at you. If you catch it 1 degree too late, it's out every single time, and that's not. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So it ticks all the boxes for me. It's just too easy to hit it out, but it is a lovely, lovely court to play on.
Nice, I like it.
Wouldn't you agree?
No, I agree. Seacourt's great. It's a great court. So number 3 for me.
Number 3, we're onto the podium now.
Seacourt.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I know you were like, would you agree? And I know full well I'm going to say Seacourt next, Ben. Anyway, yeah, Seacourt, great court. I think you can just time it off the walls. It comes onto you.
Exactly.
It comes onto you, right? So it's just you don't have to do as much, and it's got a pretty big nick under the grill. So for someone like me who doesn't hit that many targets, pretty helpful.
Helpful.
Yeah, it's helpful. And
I don't know. I'd be interested to see what the dimensions of Seacourt are, and I'm sure somebody will tell us.
Somebody.
But it feels small, and I wonder if that's because the roof being so low kind of makes you feel like you're a bit more enclosed. But I'm just picturing myself at the hazard end, and because it's such a quick court, you should get beaten a lot. But I kind of feel like if the ball surprises me and hits the timber and I have to get over towards the winning gallery, I feel like it's quite easy to do that, even though the ball's quick.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyway.
Number 3.
I mean, for me, Lords.
Lords, yeah, good answer. It was just I would have put Lords high. Lords is high for me, but not top 5, just because, as I said in the previous podcast, I was just moaning, saying it was too quick.
Say that again, because you cut out there. I didn't hear that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just moaning about Lords just being too fast off the timber. But yeah, that's why it's not high.
So the thing is, and I had to find a criticism for every single one of these courts as to why they couldn't be at number one. That's so, for me to turn around and say the ceiling's too low at Seagull and it's too easy to do it outright,
Yeah.
rather than people hearing the negative of that, it's a top 5 court for me. It's almost perfection.
Yeah, it is good. Lords is mega.
Lords would be higher for me because I just love the physical challenge.
Good, Benno.
I love how much you just have to work hard. You have to literally bust the gut to play well on that court. For me, just the aura of walking into that place is just absolutely insane. It just feels like a very, very special place to be the moment I'm there. The only reason it's not higher than 3 is because the floor's a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
But
that's true.
It's just everything I love about a real tennis court.
Great answer. Imagine a packed. You've played in front of a packed gallery at Lords, surely.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant.
Exactly.
I've lost many a match in front of a packed gallery.
I was there, mate. I watched you play Faye in the European Open semi. I was there.
Did I lose 3-1?
Yeah, I didn't even know you then.
Here's a fun fact about that match.
Go on.
We won exactly the same number of points in that match.
Oh my god! You were up in.
Beat me 3-1.
Put it this way: you were up in the 4th, mate.
Quality, not quantity.
Yeah, good. Well done. I'm sure Rob cares.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 2 for me.
Go on.
Leamington Tennis Court Club.
Okay.
I just think I'd back myself to beat anyone there, really. Just because I play well there, get a lot back, and yeah, it's quite hard to hit it out.
I would agree.
Just suits me.
Yeah, and do you know what? It's obviously somewhere that I play extremely well at. Or it's one of the courts. I say extremely well is a bit arrogant. I don't mean like that. It's one of the courts where I could feasibly play my better tennis at.
Yeah, same.
Because of the home court nature and stuff like that, and that obviously plays a big part in it.
Yeah, a lot of times. Here's one for you. What I say about Leamington. A lot of times I've rocked up to play there and I've not felt great. I've been really tired or I've not played in 2 weeks, and every time I walk on there, it's like I've just not been away. Whereas I go and play at Manchester and I can't get a ball over. Whereas at Leamington, I always feel at home. I can always get the ball over straight away. I'm like, oh, just feels good.
Well, do you know what about Leamington as well? Because it's the first court that we've really mentioned so far, except for Middlesex, the same kind of style for you. It's because it's quite bouncy. Leamington just always gives you an olive branch.
Yeah.
Like you say, if you're not quite feeling up to it, you're like, oh, this is going to be hard. The last place you want to have to go on court is somewhere like Lords or Seagull.
Yeah, so true, mate.
But you get on court at Leamington and you're like, oh, this is just slow and bouncy enough that I can get in, I can work my way into this. I can burn off this hangover and get some good tennis out of this.
Yeah, I've only played hungover there a few times. Anyway, Ben, what's your second court?
Mate, this is so left field.
Go on.
Bristol and Bath Royal Tennis Club.
You what?
Told you, it's so left field.
Okay, well, yeah, I've only played there literally once, but yeah, fair. Bristol, you played a great match against Andy Fowler, if I remember correctly.
Well, demonstration match, yes. The reason is you can't miss a ball. You can't misread a ball there.
Fair. People need to get to Bristol. We should go to Bristol.
You cannot. Right. So and this might sound like a criticism. It's not. It's the most middle of the road court. It's not quick. It's not slow. It doesn't cut down, but it doesn't pop up at your face. It is just It's just the easiest. It's the worst home court to have in the world.
Yeah.
Because you could walk on court and then after the knock-up you'd be like, yeah, got this place all figured out. And that is why I love it. And and the reason it's gone in at number 2 probably wouldn't be that high is because I just never play on it.
Yeah,
so
of course not.
It's like every time I get out there, which is not many times in my life ever, I'm just like, yeah, it's just so easy to play on.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a cop-out. But I wanted to throw a bit of a curveball in there.
I like the curveball. That's a good curveball.
Do you know what? I thought to myself, how could I criticise it? And it's high. There's nothing wrong with the penthouse. It's not too quick. It's not too slow. It's not too cutty. It's not too bouncy. It just doesn't do anything bad. There's nothing bad about it. Nothing.
Well, Ben Matthews said it here first.
Silver medal.
Silver medal, right? Okay. What's my best court? What's my favourite court in the UK?
Manchester.
No.
Hampton Court.
Yeah, Hampton Court.
There you go.
Another one where you get on there and you just feel like you're timing the ball so well. Just because the floor.
Love playing there, don't you?
Yeah, mate. When I get on there, I'm just like, oh my god, I feel amazing. Like you're just timing the ball. Like timber's good. You can get the ball back in the forehand corner. You can pick it off the wall, shock. And the grill sounds cool. It's got Henry VIII in the grill, and yeah. And I think the changing rooms. Yeah, I just like going there. I like going there.
Well, that is a massive part of it. Is the experience.
Yeah, I just like being at Hampton. Even though it's big, I don't really notice.
Well, that's good because that is a feature of the court. So the fact that you are unaware of that, or you don't notice that when you're trying to get around.
Yeah, I've just got
a lot of people would get out there and go, "God, this feels quite big," or it's an extra step into the corners, or
yeah. I've just got positive.
It could play on the mind.
I've just got positive memories of like seeing chappers in the top gallery and in the window at his flat, just looking at me when I'm playing. And I'm just looking at him like just watching like this gremlin, and I'm like, and every time he's watching, he's got this like weird grin on his face, and I'm like, you know what, I'm playing all right here. Chappers is like watching. I don't know, positive.
He's just watching you retire Nick Hatchett.
I did retire him. I retired him, all right. He's not played a match since. He actually hasn't. Right, well, yeah, Hampton Court.
For those of you who are unaware of this, we played National League together a few years ago, and we ended up playing Hampton Court
twice in the
not only home and away, but we played them in the
semi.
Final?
In the semi. It was home and away, and we played them away in the semi.
That's right, we beat them in the semis, didn't we?
And basically,
as we were in the car, that was a breakthrough season for Shakes, because I said to him before every match, right, what's your game plan? And we came up with a plan for the specific for the person in the court, and it worked wonders. I think you were the MVP, weren't you? You were joint with Rob.
Yeah, and Rob gave me the racket because he doesn't want to use an MVP racket.
So that was a breakthrough season for you because you did everything right. And as we were in the car on the way down to Hampton Court for the semi-final, Shinks turned around to me and just goes, "Ben, I'm going to retire Nick Hatchett tonight." I still remember it clearly.
He's not played a match since. He's not played a match.
You're just like, mate, I'm retiring Nick Hatchett today.
But anyway, Hampton Court is number one. Who's your number one?
Canford.
Great court, yeah, fine. That's a great answer.
I can't even believe it's not even your top five.
Well, I've only played there once, mate. So that's basically why.
So the reason it's number one is because, as with Bristol, there's no fault. Floor perfect, walls perfect, penthouse fine. The ceilings, the ceiling's high enough. So the reason it's for me, it's the same as Seacourt, but Seacourt it's too easy to get out, and Canford it's not, and that's what gives it the nudge for me. And it's a better version of Bristol.
Yeah,
it's just a bit quicker and it's just a bit quicker, but still easy to read. And do you know what? You walk on court at Canford, and the ball. This is probably the biggest compliment you can pay, and this is the compliment I would pay to Canford. Canford, Bristol and Seacourt is the ball just goes exactly where it should.
Yeah.
When you see the ball in flight, you look at the path and you're like, yeah, that ball should end up here, and it just does. You don't get anything weird. You don't get anything stupid. And it should also be mentioned that the best balls and the best ball maker in the world.
Exactly,
so
the World Championship balls.
Court down there, you're playing with World Championship balls every time you go on court, even if it's just a Tuesday afternoon knock around at 4:00. You are playing with World Championship balls. Yeah,
I rate that. But that's good. We've got our lists. We've got our lists.
So, by the way, it is a pretty big jump to me for number one. Like Canford is a head and shoulders number one for me.
Wow. Okay. Cool. My top five are all pretty even. Like I wouldn't. They're all fine, to be fair. But
well, there we go. We've done it.
We've done it. And basically, our big surprise. Should we reveal what we're going to do next?
Go for it.
So we're going to basically go to, because we did an episode on France, we're going to go to America, guys. So all you US listeners, we're going to be reviewing the American courts next because we finished the UK, which will be exciting. So American, who do you want to hear from first? If you're an American listener, if you're a UK listener, which court should we go to? Unless you want us to do
there you go. That's a
geography.
good one. We'll put a vote out there. Put like a poll out there. Which American court should we visit first?
Yeah, because obviously there's only 9, so we could basically just do whatever.
So which club do you think is the most prestigious in America?
Woo! Yeah, the Augusta National. But yeah, that will be it. And well, we're approaching an hour. Benno, do you want to wrap this up?
That's all you, mate. You do the close. But
But
thanks
no,
very much
yeah.
thanks for doing the UK tour with me. I'm very
Yeah,
glad
exactly.
to
The
share
UK
our,
tour. So we've done the Cyborg, we've done the UK tour. Our next feature
insights.
will be the US of A courts. And I can't wait. I can't wait for that. Should be exciting. Until next time.